In this video, I'm gonna be telling you what I got from the new Kiko Lumiverse collection. I'm gonna be trying everything on, doing a first impression, letting you know what is good. So let's get into it. Okay, so I bought 5 items from this collection. This collection is supposed to be kind of like holographic. I don't think anything in this collection is holographic, but the packaging. Like the packaging has a really nice, I don't know if you would be able to tell, but it has kind of like this holographic flair, but the actual packaging, the actual product are more like multichromatic, which is kind of interesting, and then also quite like shimmery and maybe a little bit colorful. Alright, so I think I'm gonna start out with the Lumiverse Matchy Sculpt&Bronze. There are 3 shades in this. I got the lighted shade, and Matchy, it's a pretty interesting name. This is a shade 01 Almond Veil, and I haven't swatched any of these products yet, only in store. Like the product that I have here, I haven't swatched yet. It has kind of like this, I don't even know what to call this. It's kind of like a cushion. It looks kind of like a cushion, but it's hard, but it looks kind of like it would be cushiony, and it's a dark blue. I think this is an interesting choice of packaging. I don't know how I feel about it. Then when you open it up, we have 2 cream bronzers. We also have a mirror. We have 2 cream bronzers. One is a little lighter, one is a little deeper, one is a little warmer, and one is a little cooler. And I'm just gonna be swatching this with you. This is a lighter shade. It's super creamy, and this is a darker shade. It seems a little bit more cool toned. And here we have the shades on the finger. I do feel like it's very creamy, has a little bit of a glow to it. It does feel quite lightweight. I'm gonna swatch it over here on my hand. So the lighter shade and the darker shade. It does look like a product that I would definitely use. In a way, I didn't really expect a bronzer in this theme of collection, but it does look really good. I'm gonna blend this out just a little bit. I do feel like it's gonna blend out and kind of like dry down more as like a skin-like finish. So this is what it looks like blended out. The lighter shade is really light, so if you're really fair, then this could actually be a good duo for you. The darker shade is a little darker, but I think it's gonna work well for me with the little bit of tan that I got going on. I gotta find some hair clips. Looking at these bronzers in different lighting, I almost feel like they have a little bit of a rosy tone to them. We're gonna see if we're gonna see that on the face. So I'm just gonna start out. I do have a little bit of a skin tint on. I'm gonna start out with a lighter shade. You do see it's very creamy. Okay, this one does seem quite warm tone on my skin. Like that is kind of like a blob of orange on me. I do have neutral to cool skin. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I should have worked it into the brush a little bit more. I feel like now that I'm blending it out, it's looking better. But it was kind of like weirdly laying onto the skin when I first applied it. Yeah, this is quite warm toned. I don't love a very warm toned bronzer. The blendability and just the way it looks on the skin and just kind of like that skin-like finish, I do. What is this? I do enjoy. I do think this is really easy to use, and it does look good, but I kind of have a feeling that I'm gonna prefer this mix in with that other shade that is a little bit more cool tone. Like it's not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, the darker shade. Just gonna start on my forehead once again. Yeah, you definitely see the difference in depth. I do very much think this is gonna be my favorite. Yeah, I really like this color on myself. It's just a little bit more neutral. It's not super cool toned or anything. It's just more on the neutral side. And yeah, I think I'm gonna like this formula. It's very creamy, but there's something very easily blendable and lightweight to it. I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of this darker shade on this side. Just a little. I'm liking it. I am liking it. I think the formula is really great. Usually I don't get disappointed by Kiko Milano cheek products, and once again, they've done it. I think this is really nice. Yeah, I'm liking this. Like, this is looking good on the skin. Then I don't have a blush from this collection. I did swatch blushes. They have these kind of like very dewy blush sticks. They felt like they weren't gonna dry down, and like they're gonna be super sheer, and I am gonna really do my best to not buy things that I don't like. Like, I have been doing my best. It's my new thing. So I'm just gonna throw something on, and then we're moving on to the highlighter that I did get. I just applied a little bit of this Unearthly Cosmetics Incandescent Glowing Blush. I don't know what the shade is. Crush. It's shade Crush. This is the first time that I'm using it, and I really like this formula. Like, I'm just throwing this on, and it's looking really good. It's a really nice amount of pigmentation. I just wanted to mention it. All right, we have the highlighter. This is the Lumiverse Sparkle Catcher highlighter, and we have two shades in the collection. One of the highlighters, the more pink one, is quite shimmery, and this one is a 01 Solar Rise, and this one is a little bit more of a champagne, and it swatched really nice and smooth. The packaging of this, by the way, I quite like this whitish effect. Still think it's interesting. It still looks a little bit like a couch pillow. Let's open this up. The embossing of this is really nice. I do like the packaging in a way. Like, maybe it's not exactly what I would have gone for, but I do like the packaging in a way of these cheek products. And I just think that this highlighter looks absolutely stunning. I'm gonna go and swatch it. It is, I believe, a Beaujolais highlighter. And if you know me, then you know I love a Beaujolais highlighter. Those are definitely my thing. All right, we still have the bronzers here. Let me see what I want to do. Okay, here, the highlighter. It is just very smooth, and it has a really nice kind of like teeny tiny shimmer particle to it. It's not chunky. I need to do a better swatch. This is Beaujolais, but there's something so smooth and kind of like creamy and pigmented about it. It just looks so good. I think this is gonna look great on the skin. So I'm just gonna dip in with my highlight brush. I'm just starting out with a little bit. Yeah, this is gonna be gorgeous. I really think I'm gonna love this highlighter. It is just, this one really like blends into the skin, and it has a really nice glowy effect without being chunky or glittery. And if you do want a little bit more of a glittery highlight, and usually those give a little bit more of a like wet skin, wet look effect. The other one was also really pretty. It's more of a pink, but I just thought I would use this one more. And this is just very natural, very beautiful. I really like this. It doesn't seem to have much of a base to it. It's just really nice. I really like it. Okay. I just really love trying makeup that I love. Crazy, huh? Who would have thought? Okay, we have in this collection, and these I kind of bought for the review, I gotta be honest, because I do have a lot of really special eyeshadows, but I was just also personally very curious about Kiko's take on multi-chrome eyeshadows. So kind of like a star of the show in this collection are their multi-chrome eyeshadows. We have a liquid eyeshadow, and this is the Lumiverse My Holo Crush liquid eyeshadow, and then we also have the Lumiverse My Holo Crush compact eyeshadow. It's kind of like the same thing. They are a little bit more on the expensive side, but multi-chromatic pigments are more expensive, and Kiko has been getting more expensive. I do not think you're gonna be needing both of these, but I just thought, okay, let's see like what their idea of this is. So here we have the Holo Crush compact eyeshadow, and this is really like that maroon to gold to green, kind of black base, but not fully. I feel like it's more of a dark gray base eyeshadow. I feel like this compact doesn't feel very intentional. It kind of feels like somebody said in a factory, like, this is what we can do. Like, this is the only thing we can do. Take it or leave it. They were like, okay, make it blue and that's it. It just doesn't feel on par with the rest of the collection, but I did swatches in store. It did swatch really nicely. Like, you do really strongly see that shift. Can you see that? Like, I do think it's gonna be really pretty. Let's give this a swatch. It feels very smooth. It's not gonna be a super, yeah, that's really beautiful. I gotta say, for Kiko or for like a drugstore-ish brand, that's pretty impressive. This is really smooth. So if you don't like those very textured, like multi-chromatic eyeshadow special shades. Like, this is not gonna be that. This is just gonna be high shine. So let's do a swatch of that. Like, I do think, yeah, you can see those colors, the gold, maroon, and then the green, kind of like the black and green. I do think this is a really nice eyeshadow, and it doesn't feel too putty or creamy, so I don't think this is gonna be something that doesn't last. Like, the shifts on this in this light, they're crazy. Like, this is truly multi-chromatic. Like, sometimes you get these mainstream brands that do a multi-chrome and then they do something a little bit on the weaker side. I do feel like this is looking really good. And then we have, as I said, the Lumiverse My Holo Crush Liquid Eyeshadow. My cat wants to leave, I think. So this is the liquid version, and I was thinking in store what I wanted to do, but I do feel like there's some difference here. Like, this also made me very interested. I do like the packaging of this more. And then when you open it up, we just have that doe foot applicator. It just looks like a liquid eyeshadow. This one is a little bit more red, and in a way it just feels a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more bright. I'm just gonna swatch this next to this and see. Oh, that's not the best swatch I've ever done, but you can see it's a little bit more red. We do have the green. I do feel like this is gonna be a really interesting liner as well. Let me just fix this swatch a little bit. It's just, yeah, it's not the same exact color, but there's something kind of similar to these. So I don't think you need both, especially not if you don't wear a lot of super bold multi-chromatic eyeshadows, but I thought it would be really fun for the video. In a way, I think that this one is a little bit more shifty, but this one is gonna be bam on the eyes. It's gonna be an eye catcher. Alright, so I'm already wearing some eye primer, and I'm just gonna apply these eyeshadows on my eye, each on each eye. So we're gonna start out with the powder eyeshadow, and it's so nice to touch. It's so smooth. And let's apply. Oh, you do definitely see those shifts. But yeah, if you are into indie makeup, you probably already have this, but I do feel like for a mainstream brand, this is quite nice and shifty. Do you see? It's definitely shifting a lot on my eye. And yeah, very pigmented, very smooth. And Kiko doesn't always have my favorite eyeshadow formula, but I feel like this time around they did a pretty great job. This is gonna be very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I would love to see this formula more from them. Maybe in other shifts, or maybe even in a duochrome, because it's very creamy. We also have those water eyeshadows in this collection. Those felt a little bit dry. Alright, with a liquid eyeshadow, sometimes it's a little bit hard to know how much you need. So we're just gonna apply some and then blend it out with the brush. Just look at that. I just feel like it has a little bit more of a darker base. Okay, this is a little messy. I admit it's a little messy. Let's see how well this blends. I feel like, yeah, maybe this isn't the best technique. That is looking a little splotchy. I'm doing my best, but yeah, maybe the brush wasn't the best idea. Let's see with the finger. Yeah, it's still kind of blending out blotchy. It just blends out a little weirdly. Now I'm just really going into blend. Yeah, I feel like that is better. Yeah, I don't know. This is not the easiest to use. I'm just gonna put down a bit and then blend it with my fingers. See how that works. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be my favorite, because that is not super easy to use. I'm just gonna take this off and retry. Okay, I don't even have any eyeshadow base on right now. There's nothing to interfere. I don't know how I'm gonna make this work, to be honest. Why is this so difficult? Let's see. Can I blend this then? Yeah, it's just when I blend it, it becomes patchy. So I kind of I shouldn't blend it, but then I don't have many options when using this. Okay, I'm just gonna go in like full force. Okay, so this is unblended. I still feel like there's something about it. It kind of looks a little uneven, maybe. Or am I going crazy now? And now it's stamping on the top. I don't know. Maybe I forgot how to do my makeup, or maybe this is better as an eyeliner. I don't know. It just doesn't seem foolproof. And it's stamping. It is drying, but as you touch it, it immediately becomes super like uneven and blotchy. So I think I'm gonna give up for now, if you don't mind. And I'm just gonna do a look with the powder eyeshadow because I do really like that one. That one's really nice. I think if you want something just easy to use, go for that one. I just ate, but I'm getting so hungry. I'm gonna eat again after this. Like, I just had dinner, but I don't think it was enough. I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna finish up this eye look. Alright, this look got a very kind of like autumnal, smoky, intense. It also feels a little intense because it's been a while since I did a colorful look. But I do think that eyeshadow really is nice. Like that one, it's a good one. I think I also want to do a little bit more of a bronzy look with that. Okay, we have one more product to try from this collection. This is a Lumiverse Metal Mejasty lipstick, and when I saw that they came out with like 6 metallic lipsticks, I thought, okay, I need to get into store right now and see what this is about, because what I love so much by Kiko is their metallic lipsticks that they have in their Christmas or like holiday collections. I think these are pretty similar, but they seemed a little bit more thin, almost a little bit less creamy. So I don't think it's the exact same formula. And then this one, from all of the ones that they had, I think it's gonna be the most frosty, the most out there, kind of like silvery. And this is the shade, do we have the shade name? Candy Spark. But I thought the other shades were a little bit too similar to the metallic lipsticks that I already have from Kiko, so I thought I can also always kind of like mix this and combine this in a lip look. So I'm probably gonna think this is a little bit too out there when I apply this on its own, but we're gonna like mix and match. So this packaging is really nice. I do like it. And then this is the actual color. This is a purple lipstick that is looking quite frosty. It's very cool toned. You have the embossing. I do think this looks really nice, and I do think there's gonna be ways that I'm gonna enjoy this. I also at some point had one of the glosses in my basket, but I thought, okay, you know what, I have so many 3D Hydro glosses. I think I already have these shades, so this is definitely something that I didn't have in my collection just yet. So let's do a swatch. These just feel a little bit more stiff, a little bit less creamy. I can definitely see this has quite a frosty effect to it. Like, this is definitely the most frosty one. If you don't have a super frosty lipstick, there are other shades. There are also more nude shades, more berry shades, but I did think this looks very interesting. It almost has a little bit of a bluish sparkle in there as well, and I do love a good cool tone lip. So I'm just gonna apply this, see what it looks like on its own, and then I'm gonna see. Okay, it feels more creamy on the lips than I thought it was gonna. At this kind of lipstick, you can also use it as kind of like a topper on top of another lipstick. Yeah, that's very frosty. It's a very Y2K space. But I'm seeing the options, I'm seeing the vision. I think this could be really nice, kind of like in the center of the lips. But yeah, this one is gonna be the most like crazy one. Keep that in mind. If you don't love this one, the other ones are just a little bit more subtle. All right, let's see what happens when I apply a lip liner. I am forced outside of my comfort zone because Queen Vibes by Catrice is in my bag. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Lifter Eyeliner. Cool tone brownish shade. Just take down its frostiness a little bit. I think that is much better, but I think there are more options still that I like to try. I kind of like this lip. I like how it's coming out. I just feel like maybe it's a little much altogether right now, but I do feel like I could see myself wearing this. So here we are, the look is done, and I gotta tell you, there are some really nice products in this collection. There was one very clear dud. I do really like the highlighter, I do really like the bronzer, the single compact powder eyeshadow, amazing. The lipstick, I think, feels nice. It's a lightweight. It is just, I just chose the most frosty one, but I was already thinking about ways I could incorporate this into lip looks, and I do think it's gonna be a nice one. Like, it's not gonna be for everyone, but it is gonna be a nice one. The only thing that I didn't like was the liquid eyeshadow. I'm gonna be playing around with that, but I just felt like it was really hard to blend out. Like, if you touch it and immediately it becomes blotchy, it's very hard to get that to look good. So overall, pretty positive about this collection. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're gonna pick something up, and then I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.